Here, we give no-holds-barred reports at Veterans News and Special Reports podcast on YouTube exclusively. We're on the air with Professor Rick Ballou, PhD in Surviving the VA. This podcast series is episode 7C. Thank you for coming. Welcome to Veterans News and Special Reports podcast. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoy what we're going to show you. This episode is Veterans Have No Rights. Why? The secret companies of the corrupt VA system. Podcast episode 7C. The corrupt VA system, what is it? The VA Regional Office Decision Review Officer, DRO, which they like to be called, completely controls doctors working for Optimum. Notice in this photo, the Optimum is spelled different ways, which means outside insurance agency with the United Healthcare Group. A new law came in. The veterans get to see non-VA doctors with Optimum. In this podcast, you will see the new CEO of Optimum Service. His name is Ed Weinberger. The veterans I talked to were so glad to find out they could go to a doctor not with the Veterans Administration. So, did they lose? Yes. Don't forget to tune in to the next episodes showing you what's coming up next, especially the regional office, the most corrupt governmental department in the United States of America. Veterans News Flash from Veterans News and Special Reports. Why did the VA change the rules, or was it to screw veterans over for their benefits? President Ronald Reagan authorized health care for veterans away from the VA to see true and qualified doctors. He didn't know these doctors worked for the VA. Proof coming. Unknown to veterans and taxpayers alike, United Healthcare put two types of companies together. One so-called secondary insurance company, Optimum. The veterans was only allowed to see doctors that were controlled by the VA Administration Regional Office to help deny benefits. This Optimum was paid $2.6 billion a year to keep their mouth shut. Veterans News and Special Report podcast is on the air. The whole truth about the secret companies that corrupted the Veterans Affairs system to deny American veterans their rightful benefits. Now, a word from Professor Rick Ballou, Professor of Surviving the VA at All Cost.
We will be with you in a moment. Please stand by. If you like this broadcast, click like and share with other veterans.
Hi, this is Rick Ballou, Professor of Surviving the VA. It's been a long time since I've been able to do my next podcast because of my 37-year wife passed away last June, and things got a little hectic around here, so finally now I've got back to working on this podcast. So what are we looking at now? Well, we're looking at Optimum. The President of the United States, as I mentioned, set up a problem with the VA finding that backlogs, veterans weren't getting their proper benefits, and he was extremely upset about it. So he tried to set up through Congress, which took years to do, and he tried to get so that American veterans could get rightful benefits. As I mentioned, that my wife of 37 years had passed away. The first thing that happened was Social Security cut off her Social Security benefits almost immediately. Then, for some strange reason, cut off mine, which took me 3 months to get my Social Security benefits back. So that was one of the problems that was causing all the other trouble with grief and working with the government. The other thing was we found out after 3 months it wasn't a problem at all. It was a glitch in their computer. All right, so what do we do to find out the next step? The next step was I was going to schedule into the VA hospital to get some physical tests made. They found out I had skin cancer, basically from Agent Orange or Agent Green that they were using while I was in Vietnam. So the other part of the situation, I got put in figuring I was only going to stay a week, and I planned for a week. The first thing they did was a swallow test, which they gave me too much of the white chemical, and it was locking up in my intestines. So I spent the next 4 days with suppositories going up and GI Gin going down to try to get this passed. It took a week. Then, all of a sudden, from out of the blue, came pneumonia, and I wound up in ICU for another 7 days. This is one of the things that happened at the VA hospital. Guess what, folks? I survived all of it. And now I'm looking towards putting a lawsuit against the Veterans Administration, the Veterans Hospital, and the VA regional office, and a couple other real important people. Stay tuned. I got an MRI test in the middle of the night at 12 o'clock at night. Why? Because the VA hospital in Tampa, Florida had 3 MRI machines, and only one of them is working. Yeah, there's a lot of money for nothing. So, I got the MRI test. And I got them to also do an MRI of my left shoulder, which I broke in 2023. I'm sitting on a broken arm. The shoulder needs to be replaced, which one of the VA doctors told me it had, and I've been sitting there waiting. Now, the other shoulder was broken in 2019 when I fell. And I took 3 years to get it to fix. So, it's socialized medicine, just like they get in Canada. Gee, folks, I'm surviving the VA still. Thanks. Now, without further ado, let's go and see what's going on with Optimum. America's socialized healthcare system. 7C Optimum Service under United Healthcare Group. His name is the CEO of Optimum is Ed Weinberg. As I mentioned several times before, veterans socialized outside health care. or is it a sellout by a veteran? You will see here, prior to being named CEO of Optimum Service, Ed served as CEO for Optimum Service Community Care Services, providing dental, medical, pharmacy, complementary, and integrative health services for over 6 million eligible veterans across 36 states, Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. Before joining Optimum in 2017, Ed served 23 years as an active duty medical service corps officer in the United States Army. Ed accredited his foundation in leadership to a time in the Army. Career highlights include various command and staff positions as a paratrooper with the 82nd Airborne Division and various units in Europe. You will see in Part 2 more of Ed's career. Part 2 of Ed Weinberger's other key experiences includes educating and training junior officers, serving as a logistics liaison between the Pentagon and Capitol Hill, improving senior leadership team dynamics as an organizational development facilitator, strategic communication leader for the U.S. Army Medical Command, and as senior advisor to the 43rd Army Surgeon General. As you can see, his different college achievements and working with healthcare executives since 2005. As you have read in Part 1 and 2, Ed was a combat disabled veteran and recipient of the Purple Heart. I want to know where. He was stationed in Europe or in Washington, D.C. Did he get a paper cut? That is inquiring minds want to know. The next person on our list is Christine Spammer. She was Chief Operation Officer of Optimum Health Services. Prior to assuming this position, Christine served as Chief Operation Officer for Optimum Service Community Care Services. Christine has a long history of working in both federal and commercial business segments, helping industry solve complex problems with emphasis on healthcare delivery experience, optional and improving members' experience. In Christine's role, she oversees end-to-end business management, including financial performances, growth strategy formula and establishment, and maintenance of sound business process. Christine also responsible for solutions, provider data management, congressional inquiries, and proposed management. Christine received her degree in chemical and biological engineering from the University of Wisconsin in Madison. Did she work on Agent Orange 2, 3, or Super Agent Orange? Did she get a business degree, or what does she really do at Optimum? I'm highly suspicious, but inquiring minds would like to know what she really does at the business. Optimum, through screening and assist overall health of our veteran members while working seamlessly with government systems, the VA. This one sentence tells it all, working seamlessly with government systems, the VA in particular. Our goal is to make sure every service member has optimum health. We are here for our heroes. Every time we're called upon to provide care for mission critical. All right, notice the name changes as needed by this company. At Optimum, we provide health services for U.S. military veterans, either in network clinics, on location at a group event, or through Optimum Contract Center, aka VA. You can see the different services Optimum or Optimum or Optima is using as listed here on the right. No matter how you spell it, in the various ways it's used, it's under complete control of the Veterans Regional Office near you. These doctors only provide what the VA tells them to and says what they're told to say. Now, let's look at a future podcast with Professor Richard S. Ballou, PhD in surviving the VA. Why would I sue the VA and its hospitals and doctors and different things? So you'll learn about it coming soon, a reason in podcast 8. Stay tuned. These secret companies of the Veterans Administration to deny benefits is causing me to consider suing the Veterans Administration for neglect, HIPAA violations, and other factors. In episode 8, you'll see the complete explanation. What do I mean? Veterans have no rights. You'll see here the proof. All service personnel, even presidents, government personnel, swear allegiance to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. Why is the Veterans Administration exempt from this allegiance? Everyone knows the Congress and Senate will make the president uphold the allegiance of the Constitution of America. The First Amendment of the Constitution states freedom of speech. Doctors working for Optimum have no rights of freedom of speech. Doctors cannot tell the veteran he has cancer from Agent Orange unless the regional office tells him to do so. And if he sees anything else, he can't say anything unless the VA regional office tells him to do so. As I said before, all service personnel, presidents, government personnel swear allegiance to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. Why is the Veterans Administration exempt from this alliance? The First Amendment also states that we can petition the government for redress of grievance. Redress of grievance means put right, but no doctors, lawyers, congressmen will go against the Veterans Regional Office in the United States of America to protect the rights of veterans. Hear what I say. Come on the air and prove me wrong. The deep pockets of America. It does not depend on who's in charge, who is responsible for the government. It always comes to deep pockets. The name of the game, boys and girls, is the more the VA regional office denies veterans rightful benefits, aka screw the veterans, the bigger their bonuses this year. Now, also, the doctors the nurses, everybody gets bonuses. The more they do this to us veterans, the more they get their bigger bonuses. Here comes the proof. Next slide. Local VA facility leads regional top salary performance pay, aka bonuses. At the top 10 bonuses, earners of the VA regional office as the Sunshine Healthcare Network. 5 work in the Tampa area alone, which includes the James A. Haley Veterans Hospital, Tampa, Florida. Remember when the employees thank you for your service, veteran? Remember, they really like you because you give them big bucks.
If you like this broadcast, click like and share with other veterans.
This podcast recommends to close the VA regional offices, fire the VA's BVA federal judges, rebuilds a new VA system for veterans by veterans. If America can send trillions of taxpayer dollars to other countries to study stupid stuff like studying sex changes on monkeys, or not help the veterans, and it's shame on the United States of America. Our next episode is LHI, rigged VA CMP exams where veterans have no rights, secret companies of the Veterans Administration podcast, episode 7D, or we can look at the VA changing its name to a new name because of corruption to Veterans Socialist Affairs. Thank you for stopping by and coming to our podcast. Remember to pick up a bottle of Hanikio Heine wine the next time you're at your local store. Lift a glass to all the veterans we've lost because of the VA. This is Veterans News and Special Reports. Thank you.
If you like this broadcast, click like and share with other veterans.